Hey, what's up guys? Connor Comics here. Now today I'm doing a haul of 3 comics and 4 books, just because they're sort of geek related, so I thought some of you would enjoy. I know I haven't made a video in a good year or so, but we're going to look at a few books. I haven't really been getting a few books, because my bookshelf is actually full. Let's see if I can show it. So down there is all full. That shelf is full, 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 and then over here is filled with books. And the rest is filled with pop figures. So yeah. That is a reason why I haven't actually been getting many books lately. Let's try and get this. There we go. But I did pick up a few books. The first one that I picked up was because the reprint came, and down there on the shelf below is actually the carry-on from this series. So this is why when I found out this was back in print, this is why I picked it up. And that would be Daredevil by Bendis and Maleev. So yeah, basically the continuation of this series is by Brubaker, and the ending of that series is why I sort of wanted to pick this up. This is Daredevil basically being brutal, that it gets to the point where you need Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange to basically meet up with him and be like, you have gone too far. It has the takedown of Kingpin, so Kingpin was the Kingpin, and then Daredevil basically becomes the Kingpin, and he's basically like a myth. What else happens in this run? There's a couple of things. I'll show you a bit of the art. Oh yeah, his identity also gets revealed. So there's some of the art. Sorry, I'm trying to get some... Yeah. He also gets a new girlfriend, which is this blind girl. I can't remember her name because I read this a while ago. You have the likes of Deadshot. Not Deadshot, what's his name? Bullseye, sorry, that's my bad. But yeah, this collects, as you can see down here, Daredevil 16 to 19 and Daredevil 26 to 50 and 56 and 60. So I'm waiting for the second volume of this to arrive, and then once it does, I will show it in a haul. But yeah, that's Daredevil by Bendis. Next is one that I got for Christmas, and that is Star Wars Kanan. Because I'll be honest, when I when I watched Star Wars Rebels, I did not enjoy it one bit. As I had high expectations because of Star Wars The Clone Wars. Because Star Wars The Clone Wars set the bar high, so I thought I would give a comic a go. I thought this comic was okay. Nothing spectacular, nothing too average. I just thought it was an okay comic. The artwork was alright. Let's see. See, the artwork was alright, sort of similar in a way to the style of the to the animated series, but yeah. So this collects Conan 1 to 12, and that's it. So it's a thin old little, you could call it an omnibus trade paperback, not trade paperback, hardcover, but yeah, I thought it was okay. And next, I've been talking about this for ages. If you go back on my channel in certain hauls, I've talked about wanting to pick this up for ages. I've talked about picking this book up for ages, and that is The Walking Dead Compendium 1. Because before, I think I had the trade paperbacks 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 off the top of my head, and I just knew that the compendiums was probably the best way to collect them. I do have 2 and 3 on the way, so I'm waiting for them to arrive. But yeah, it's The Walking Dead. As you know, black and white art style. Just to basically, so that they can keep it, so that they're not focusing more on the gore, that it focuses more on the story. That's a cool splash page there of Rick. I've gotten a bit of a way through. Obviously, I know some of the things that happen because of the TV show, but obviously it veers a bit off from it. As you can see, I'm a small bit of the way through, but it's a good old thick book. And as you can see, this collects 1 to 48. So yeah, big old book. I believe it goes up to 4, and then I don't know if there's a 5 coming out. I'm pretty sure the Walking Dead comic is finished, so I'm pretty sure they need to come out with number 5 just to complete it. But yeah, The Walking Dead Compendium number 1. Yeah, so I have a good bit of reading to do. And now this part, obviously, if you're not into normal books or into Doctor Who, you can click off now. But I picked up a few Doctor Who novels. The first 2 I have read and really quite enjoyed, actually. So it's these 2. So Time Lord Victorious, The Night, the Fool and the Dead, and Time Lord Victoria, All Flesh is Grass. So yeah, I picked up these 2 books because if you know anything about Doctor Who, they came out with this Time Lord Victorious, which spans over a bunch of different mediums. So books, audio dramas, comics. I believe there's a YouTube series out as well, which follows the Daleks. So I thought I'd pick up the books first. These books actually contain most of the story. I guess the rest is sort of like fill-in or explaining how the 8th Doctor got there or how the 9th Doctor got there. But I feel this, like, if you want to get the Time Lord Victorious and you don't want any of the audio dramas or the comics, this is probably the way to do it. I don't feel I've missed out on anything. There's maybe like a hint here and there, but if not, like maybe if you want to know how the 8th Doctor got in an alliance with the Daleks or how the 9th Doctor got in an alliance with the vampires, then yeah, probably. But if not, you don't really need it. It's just more filler in the background. But yeah, these books were very good. I really enjoyed them. They're quick reads. Like I think the first one is like 210 pages and the next one's like 199 or something. So they're quick reads. I'm pretty sure I finished this one in like 2 days. But yeah. Next we have one that I got because I want to give Jodie's Doctor a go, but what we're getting in the TV show is pretty shite, to say the least, and that's putting it lightly. So I picked up this book, which is Doctor Who The Good Doctor. Basically, the synopsis of this story is the Doctor, Yaz, Graham, and Ryan travel to a planet and basically save it from a civil war, but Ryan leaves his phone down because Ryan is an idiot. And they basically change the timeline so they start worshipping the Good Doctor, which is the Doctor. So then she has to go back and deal with a place that's now enslaved because they rule this Good Doctor. So I'm only about a chapter in, so I've literally gotten where they've saved the planet and figured out Ryan's left his phone. Good old Ryan. And then next is something that I feel they should have just done in the show anyway and given like the 11th Doctor a full season of a regeneration, but it's this Doctor Who the Tales of Trenzalore. So we know this series where like he's fighting off Daleks, Cybermen, Weeping Angels and other creatures like that. So this goes into other stories where from Alone I can see the Autons and the Ice Warriors. I don't know who the Snake is and I don't know what that blob is. But yeah, it's like the 8th Doctor's last... Not the 8th, the 11th Doctor's last stand. So yeah. And that's it. Those are the books that I've picked up. Tell me down below which ones you would be most exciting to reading. Do you want me to include more books that I get in the future? But yeah, thanks for watching and peace.